in tonight we want to welcome you to the Red Zone meeting. We are excited to have everybody coming out and being a part of this meeting, as many as can come, because we've got lots of things to share with you. I'm going to go to a share screen so that you can see what's going on. And here's our agenda. You do notice that the agenda was shared with you a while back through an email and it was a draft. Well, this one's final and I messed up on some stuff. So I want to clarify and correct some details as we go through here. So tonight, Monday, May 11th at 8 p.m., this is our Zoom meeting. You can see this later at the YouTube channel. We'll post it there. And we're excited. How many people are registered so far? Over 4,000 people. That's a lot of hot dogs, right?
That's
Can
a
you
lot of
imagine?
people.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
people. And if
Yeah.
everybody had one hot dog, that'd be cans and cans of hot dogs. So we're excited to have everybody here. And those of you who just came on, you're like, why are we talking about hot dogs? You missed it. Sorry. Hopefully you are a winner, but maybe not. We'll see. All right, here we go. Late online registrations coming up this week. When? This week. So if you haven't registered anybody for that Pathfinder adventure, the parents, the staff who said, I'm not sure if I can go, they can still come. You got to register them on Thursday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's this week, May 14. Price has gone up, $27 per person. And that's something that you can do this Thursday only. That's the best price right now to get into Red Zone. You miss that, price goes up again. And you don't want to do that. This is on site registration, and that will open on Friday at 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Now, this is new. Do you see this right here? New. Why is that new? We've always had on site registration in the past few years. I should say, in the past few years, we've had on site registration. Why is this different? What time does it start? 9 a.m. Why would we open on site registration at 9 a.m.? That's a good question. Because we're asking clubs to register before you even get to camp. Don't wait to get to camp. If you haven't registered somebody and a parent last minute comes, or you have to add somebody last minute because they just finally got you money or told you they can come, please register them on Friday before you arrive. Why is that important? Because our team will only deal with YMS tickets. Our team will only scan YMS tickets. If you arrive at camp and say, I need to register someone, we'll ask you to pull aside to the help area. We'll ask you to contact your club director or club secretary, ask you to ask them to stop wherever they are in the day and register you in YMMS, and then send you the ticket. And then when you have your ticket ready, then put your flashers on, your emergency signals, and we'll come scan you and check you in. That sounds like a long process. That sounds like something you don't want to wait until the last minute to do. If you do, that's the process. You'll be told, please pull over to the side. You won't be allowed to move forward. We'll ask you to please contact your director secretary. Please ask them to register you. You can figure out how you send payment, how you do all that. You guys figure that out with your club director. But if you know you're coming to Red Zone, or if you have anybody that you know is coming to Red Zone, please, please, please make sure they're registered before they get on site. And make sure that they have their ticket. Everybody should have their ticket. Everybody in the car should have their own ticket. If you have to print it out, text it to them, send it to them through a message, whatever you got to do. But it makes check in go so much smoother when everyone has their own ticket. When you have a phone with 30 tickets in it, you got to scroll through and find the right name and then make the QR code bigger and then shut that and scan through again, find the next name. All of that will just slow you down and everybody behind you. So please make sure everyone has their ticket. And for people who didn't register but decided last minute to come, on Friday, we're going to open a late on site registration from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. And anyone who hasn't registered can do that through YMMS. And that means for adults, they've got to be Sterling volunteer background cleared and eligible in YMMS. They've got to appear as eligible in YMMS. If they're not, that's going to slow you down again. That's going to create more problems. We want everyone to be registered, have the ticket, and show up, and we'll just scan, 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 and help you move along. So please make sure that that's clear. Everyone must be registered in YMMS. Even if you show up on site, we'll still ask you to pull aside, contact your director secretary to make sure that you are registered, and then show us the ticket when you get there. All right, that's a big change. Another thing that we want to remind you of tonight is May 5 to 18. That means right now, if you want to swap people, you can. No fee, no cost. You don't even have to contact us to do it. You can do it on your own through YMMS. Swaps are open. Now, once swaps close, guess what? No more swaps, right? That's kind of the point. Once swaps close, that's it. Swaps are done. And once swaps close, you can't change people. So what do you do if somebody's not coming after swaps close, but somebody else is wanting to come? Well, swaps are closed. So the only option is to get a new ticket. At that point, the only option is to get a new ticket. So May 18, that's when swaps close. After that, no one else can be swapped, not even on site. It's all closed. The only way to move forward is a new ticket. All right. So we have a little list here of things that are closed and things that are open. We wanted to kind of walk people through that and help them see it again. So just a reminder, things that are closed: early bird registration, regular registration, pre-order of pins, pre-order of shirts, Camp Kalakwa housing, go-karts, river ranch tickets closed today, food vendors, if you wanted to be a food vendor, medical golf carts, that's all closed. And your campsite setup is based on early and regular registration numbers. So if you're a club that registered only 5 people for early bird and then another 5 people for regular, but now you want to sign up with late registration for 5 more, 10 more, whatever, that might make your camping space a little cramped because we're building our numbers already. We're setting all that up. Regular registration and early bird are the numbers that we're using to give you the campsite space, and that's 120 square feet per person. All right. And just FYI, Bahama Breeze is also closing. Things that are closed. All right. Let's go to things that are open. Things that are open. Camp Kalakwa Meals is still open. I understand from camp that they've already sold lots of meals. PSE, Pathfinder Skill Events, is Jackie, is that open or opening?
When you are gone.
PSE.
Cassandra, somebody needs to mute.
Cassandra, I think you need to mute. Yeah, PSEs are already open and they're still open. And basketball, if you want to be in the basketball 3-on-3 tournament, if you want to be in the soccer tournament, and baptisms are still open. If you have a young person who wants to get baptized, who's been thinking about it and wants to do that at Red Zone, there's a whole bunch of documents, a whole bunch of information on how to do that and how to make that family be able to be there even if they're not registered for the baptism. So please make sure that you're planning on that. Things that have not opened yet. Things that have not opened yet. We've got several things. Okay, we've got several things that are still opening. And tomorrow, what opens tomorrow? Anybody? Can you guess? Can you guess?
Honors.
Yes, honors. Was that Isabel?
Yes, sir.
Man, is this Isabel whose son won the prize for the Camp Ree?
Yes, sir.
Isabel, thank you for doing that and thank your son for us. I don't know if you guys knew this. We put it in the newsletter, but Isabel's son made a pin design for the Southern Union Camporee and he won. He won the design. So guess what his prize is? His prize is a free ticket to the Southern Union Camporee. Thank you for that pin design and thank your son for us. His picture was in the newsletter and make sure that you get a chance to congratulate him if you see him at Red Zone. All right, that's Southern Union Camporee. Back to Red Zone. Red Zone tomorrow, honors open, and this will open on May 12th. On-site pin shirt orders. We're going to talk more about honors in a second. On-site pin and shirt orders and on-site registration, that all is going to open on May 22. And this is something that we've changed, and I messed up on this. The parking permits and the camp access pass, that won't open until this Thursday, May 14. Some of you read this email that we sent out and had this agenda in there as a draft, and it said that it was open already. And I apologize for that. That was confusing. The parking permits and the camp access passes, those will actually open on the 14th. That's after late online registration closes. We wanted to wait until then we'll open it. We're going to talk more about parking here in a moment. All right, last thing for this opening section is no pets, no wheels. Please don't bring them. And I know some of you in the past, this has not been an issue because you don't have pets. You don't try to bring pets to Red Zone. If you think that you can bring your pet to Red Zone and keep them in an RV or keep them in a trailer or put them in camp housing, the answer to that is please don't do it. If we see your pet there, we'll ask you to take it off site and kennel it. So please just kennel it to begin with, or have family watch it, or somebody else from the church watch it. But please don't bring pets to Red Zone. That's something that we ask. All right, let's talk a little bit more about honors. This opens tomorrow, Tuesday at May 12. It stays open until May 18. So you've got until May 18, Monday, 1 p.m. to get honors and sign up. This is something that we've made some discussion about because we heard what you guys said, and thank you for your input. Here's what we've put together for honors. Clubs, choose honors, sign up for honor spots in YMMS. So you've got to be logged into YMMS tomorrow starting at on May 12th. First come, first served. It opens at 1 p.m. And this is something to remember. One honor per Pathfinder. One honor per Pathfinder. Please keep that in mind. That's something that we want everybody to honor. If you do more than that, we'll call you back and tell you we're canceling all your honors because you've tried to do. So if you have 10 registered and you try to get 20 honors, we'll notice that and we'll take that away from you. So please don't do that. We don't want to cancel stuff on you, but we want you to also make sure that you are doing what we ask. So one honor per Pathfinder. We will offer some honors, first come, first serve. It's kind of the walkthrough stuff where you'll go through, first ones get to arrive. Please don't save spots. It's very disappointing if you're a young person standing in line and you think you're the next one to go, and then somebody in front of you has 30 people from the club show up and they just take over, and now you got to wait another 20 minutes. So please don't save spots. The list of honors is available online. That was a request that we got, and then we got a follow-up request. Well, thanks for the list, but we need to know time so we can better plan and better schedule how we're going to do honors. So we've put that list together, and we're going to have that posted online as well to help you be able to make those decisions. You'll also see that when this opens tomorrow. All right. We're working on not having changes. When you've got 45 people teaching 90 different honors, it's tough for no changes to happen, but we're working on that. And Eartha's done a great job with that. Also, we're looking on a way to inform you if changes do happen. And one of the things that we'd like to do is this next one. So in Gym Room 1, that will be the PDA headquarters, our Pathfinder Adventure Department headquarters. And here's what we're going to ask. If you sign up for honors and you realize my kids changed their mind, or we decided we'd rather go do nature hike together, check in at Gym Room 1, Sabbath 1:30 to 1:50 for any unused tickets. So let's say a club turns in 5 tickets to the pin trading. Okay. Then another club comes by. Hey, we need 2 tickets. Okay. They take 2 tickets from us and they go on their way. Notice this is 1:30 to 1:50 because everything opens at 2 p.m. for Pathfinders on Sabbath. So please keep that in mind. If you have tickets or you might want tickets, we are going to set up in Gym Room 1, and Karen will be there from 1:30 to 1:50 to help make sure anybody who has tickets they want to turn in, or look for unused tickets that have been turned in, or if clubs don't pick up tickets for their honors, we'll be able to recycle those at that time. All right? Very good. For honors, let's pause for a moment. Anybody have any questions about honors so far? Are we good? Okay. We have done this.
We
We
get
have
a
said that,
chance to know what time the times. Oh, well, you said it's one only, so that's fine. Never mind.
yeah. And let me, I'll open something up later and then we'll send that in a link tomorrow out to you so you can kind of track it. So it's one honor per Pathfinder, and we have limited the number of specific honors that you can get by club. So, in other words, if there are 15 in your club and there's a street art honor that has 15 slots in it, we don't let one club get all 15 of those slots. So, depending on how many opportunities there are for that honor, if it's less than 15, you can get 2 Pathfinders in that specific honor. If the class has room for more than 15, you get up to 4 spots per honor. So there are some different limits that we've put in and different ways that we're managing that. to try to help make it fair for clubs. Um, the list will be posted online of times, and we'll send that to you in the morning through an email because we know that this opens up in the afternoon. And I've simplified the schedule a little bit. I'll share it with you here in a moment. Online, we'll come back to honors. Anything else for honors? Any other questions before we move on?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So is it one Pathfinder per slot? Because some honors they can do it like each like say there's this the whole time. Like say the honor takes about an hour, and they
Yeah.
might be able to do that honor 3 times, the instructor or whoever's teaching it. So you have a Pathfinder that can sign up for it. Is it just per slot or just one
Yeah.
period?
So let's pretend that we're talking about a specific honor to try to give more details. Let's say that there's a dog honor and it takes 1 hour and it is offered at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 4 o'clock because honors go from 2 to 5 Sabbath afternoon, most of them. If that's the case, then your club has, let's say it has 10 Pathfinders. You could sign, and the capacity for the class is 30 kids per session. So at 2 o'clock, 30 kids can go, 3 o'clock, 30 kids, 4 o'clock, 30 kids can go to the dog honor. In the example that we're giving, because it's over 15 people per honor session, you can sign up to 4 people for that session. So if you wanted to put 4 kids in the 2 o'clock dogs honor and then 4 different Pathfinders in the 3 o'clock dog honor, and then other Pathfinders in the fourth honor, like that's where you'd have to start to spread people out so that you're not taking over one whole session with one club. So it's one honor per Pathfinder for the day and a maximum of 2 to 4 per honor that's taught in terms of the whole time that that honor is available. Does that make it any clearer?
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, and let me share the grid with you later too, and that will help.
Pastor,
Okay. Yeah.
just to be sure, I just want, there's a couple of honors, one particular honor that I really want to point out, and
Okay.
it is the travel and currency honor. That's
Yeah.
an honor that is the persons that sign up for that honor, they're in that honor for the 3 hours from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. They don't change. It's the same person. That honor is a 3 hour honor. So select carefully that your children, your kids will be able to stay in the honor for 3 hours. So I just wanted to
Thank
point
you
that
for
one
that.
out because it's the longest one, but all the same kids stay there for 3 hours.
Yeah, that's good information because we don't want you to get stuck and we want you to know that there are different times and all that. So yeah, that's really good. Thank you, Eartha. Okay, very good. Let me go back here, and while we're on honors, let me just do this with you real quick. Let me come back here, share a different screen with you. So this is the document that will email you in the morning so you can see it. What it does is it breaks down the name, the honor. It says the start times, how long each honor is, and what's the capacity. And then it tells you where it is. So if you want to do a screenshot right now of this, you can, and then look at it later. That will help you with the planning. But this is the simplified chart to help you know how to plan and how to be able to organize your kids. So you'll see the name of the honor, the times that it starts, how long those honors are, the capacity. So these that are 30, 40, you can get up to 4 Pathfinders to take one of those sessions for that honor. You'll also notice that there are some times on Sunday, and those are also marked here. So you have that. But I wanted you at least to see part of this. I'm going to scroll down a little bit for those who want to take another look at different section of it. Again, if you want to screenshot this, you can. We'll email this to you in the morning. But this will help you as you plan times, how long it is, and how many can fit. And then I'm going to scroll down to this last section. This is the last section. And then we have this. Those are honors. Again, times, how long, how many, and location. And then down here, you've got several that are self-guided activities, and those will all meet in front of the A-frame. And then Saturday night, you have the basketball tournament and this. So I wanted you to see this list. I'm going to hold it here for just a little bit longer in case you want to screenshot this to help you plan and organize. We did get you the list, but we didn't get you this detail on May 7 because we've been building it and we're trying to make sure everything's set. I'm going to scroll back up to get a screenshot of this other section. Again, this is honors. These are the
And Pastor,
details to help you know how to plan. Eartha?
on the site, there are prerequisites for some of the honors that are not shown
Correct.
here, but the sheet that should be on the site, there are prerequisites on there. So they can
Okay.
take a look at those. And you're right, there's Sunday honors on as well on here.
Okay, so we'll put this one up and we'll put the other one because some honors require that you would do some things in advance. Very good. Okay, again, I'm going to scroll one more time. This page, if you want to screenshot it, I'm going to scroll down to the end of this page. And this is what Eartha said. This one is 3 hours. So that's the one thing that they would do. I'm going to scroll down to the last page. And again, we'll send this document out tomorrow. Okay? All right. Hopefully you got your screenshot. We're going to come back to our agenda and pick up where we left off. Okay. So that was it for honors. Thank you for your attention there. For red zone tickets, when you print your tickets in YMMS, we want you to be able to wait until May 19. Why is that? Because that gives us time to clean up all the roster from May 14, clean up everything else so that everything's done. At May 19, swaps have closed, late online has closed, and this will give you your best final roster. Here's why that's important. If you print tickets and people change and you come to Red Zone with a ticket for Eartha, but she didn't come and Pedro came in her place and think, well, I'll just use Eartha's ticket. If the name doesn't match, you'll be asked to purchase a new ticket. So whatever name is on the ticket has to match the name of the person holding that ticket. Please make sure you do that, especially for adults. That's very important. And if you don't, you'll be asked to get a new ticket on site. And again, the director or secretary will have to log into YMMS, go in, purchase the ticket, then send the digital ticket to you at that point, and then you'll show us that ticket and we'll scan you, and that ticket with your name will match. And to be able to do that, everybody's got to be cleared. So just keep that in mind as you print tickets. Now, this is the big one for tonight that we want to make sure we go over so we can be smooth at check-in. This is vehicles. For years, we've been limiting the number of vehicles entering camp. This year, again, only one vehicle per campsite and only 2 vehicles per building purchase. That's the big picture. The only way to get the parking permit, and you get either the campsite or the building parking permit, or you can get a camp access pass, is through YMMS. That's important to know. Because if you don't show us a YMMS ticket that you purchased, either a parking permit for a campsite, a parking permit for a building, or a camp access pass to go in, unload, and exit, if you don't have that ticket, we won't give you a YMMS ticket. We won't give you the actual ticket to put on your dash so you can get in. Our security will be watching for the tickets we give you on site, not for the YMMS tickets. They won't be scanning, they won't be exchanging. You'd have to loop back around if somehow you missed that. So please pay attention to this section. This is for how to get into camp. If you don't have a campsite permit or a building parking permit, you won't be able to go to your building or your campsite. The only other way to get in is through a camp access pass. And all 3 of those things are purchased for free. There's no cost for them, purchased in advance through YMMS. So we want to make sure that you're paying attention to that. 3 options, each one must be purchased in YMMS. The campsite parking permit allows 1 vehicle to enter, to park inside the camping area and then stay parked till 9:30. Those are the 3 steps you got to know. For the campsite, enter, park, stay till 9:30. Same thing for the building. If you purchased a building or lodging for the weekend, your building gets a parking permit. It will allow 1 vehicle to go in, park by the building that you purchased, and that vehicle stays parked until 9:30. With a building permit, for every building that you purchase, you get two of those permits. So you can park two cars at a spring villa, you can park two cars at a chalet, two cars at a mini lodge, two cars for a woodland lodge. You get two cars that get a park at that building. You have to order both of those tickets through YMMS, and they're free. Without the YMMS ticket, you won't be able to get the on-site physical paper ticket, and you won't be able to go into camp. So please make sure you're following that. This third option is the camp access pass. This is what most clubs will use to help get people in and unload. The camp access pass allows one vehicle to enter, unload, either at the campsite or the building, and then exit, and then they'll exchange that pass with another vehicle from their club in the short-term parking area. That's how the next vehicle from your club gets to go in and enter, unload, exit, and exchange. You can do that as many times as your club needs to up until 10:30 p.m. Is the camp access pass a parking permit? No, it is not. It is an access pass. It lets you go in, unload, exit, repeat. Go in, unload, exit, exchange, repeat. That's the big thing we want everybody to understand. So all other vehicles with no permit, no pass, that means there's no entrance. You have two options. You can wait in short term for a camp access pass from another vehicle from your club, or you can go park in long-term parking and walk into camp. As long as you're banded, you can get into camp. Only vehicles with a parking permit or a camp access pass will be allowed to drive into camp on Friday and only until 10 p.m. After 10 p.m., no vehicles will enter camp. So please plan that also. If you arrive after 10 p.m., you'll have to park in long-term parking and you will have to walk your gear in. Sometimes we have staff who can help and a golf cart might be available so they can go in. So that's something that may happen, but we don't promise that we'll be able to help you transport all your gear in. So please, ideally, everybody is arriving before sundown, setting up tents before sundown, and if you know you have people coming late, when they come, they just move into the tents. They're not trying to set up tents after sundown. They're not trying to move all their gear, all their kitchen, all their food walking in. They want to get all that in ahead of time. I'm going to come to questions right after we finish this section. Remember, any vehicle unloading in the campsite must place that vehicle inside their campsite to unload and exit promptly. This is important so that the roads stay open. All it takes is one car to park on the road, and then the next car thinks they can park on the road, and the next car thinks they can park on the road, and pretty soon it's tough to get through the roads. So please park inside your camping area. As you set up your camping area, leave space for a car to come in, unload, and exit. Come in, unload, and exit. And then you can keep the roads clear. And that's a hazard. If we do have an emergency and an ambulance or something needs to get through, we want those roads clear so that those vehicles can come in. Just remember this, only persons with a red zone wristband are allowed to enter camp. So only persons with the red zone wristband are allowed to enter camp. And short-term parking is also a drop-off zone for any vehicle with someone not registered for the event. So some clubs are asking parents to drive their kids, and those parents aren't registered. Those parents aren't attending Red Zone. They're simply driving their kids to camp, dropping them off, and then leaving. Those cars with parents who aren't registered will not be allowed to go into camp. They can wait in the short-term parking area for somebody to come out and pick up their kids. We don't want kids to just be left in the short-term parking area, but those vehicles will not be allowed in. One, they won't have a parking permit, they won't have a camp access pass, and they won't be banded. So those vehicles will not be allowed in. They'll be asked to go to the left where short-term parking and the drop-off zone is. Okay? So that's our big information here on vehicles. I'm going to open it for questions, and you can see on the screen all the details again for vehicles. Let's go to questions.
Good night, Pastor.
Hey, good
Just to
evening.
clarify, for the camp access pass, so I understand that for the building permits, we're going to purchase that in YMMS, and we're going to have to assign the name of the driver to that one, correct?
Yes,
For the
ma'am.
camp access pass, do we have to assign a name? So for example, if I as a director, we're going to arrive, we're going to have one of the building passes, but we want to collect the camp access pass for the before people arrive. Does that one have to have a name assigned to it? And if so, could it be the same name so that I can collect it, or does it have to be a different name?
Excellent question. Thank you for that. So here's the thing with the camp access pass. Every club will get two. So every club's going to get two. If you have more, then it is scaled. So if you have like 100 people coming, you're going to get more than two passes. But if you have every club that's registered will get two camp access passes. Those are also purchased in YMMS. And our suggestion is that you as director would email or text that YMMS ticket for the camp access pass to the drivers that you know are going to arrive early. So if you have two families that want to be there at 2 o'clock to get set up and you've sent them as part of the setup team, send those two camp access passes to those two drivers. Once they're done unloading, they would come out and they would either find you or find somebody else. If no one else is there at the short term parking to exchange the pass, they would say to you as director, we've got our pass. We're ready to give it back. The next time that somebody from your club wants to come in, they've got to get that pass from you and they can get it from you at the short term parking area. So you don't need a specific name on any of the passes. You just have to give the YMMS ticket to the person, the driver, the vehicle that you want to get in to go to the building, to go to the campsite, or to just have access to go in and unload and come out. You choose. You don't have to tell us that. You just send them the YMMS ticket. When they go to check in, they'll check in with their YMMS ticket for their wristband, and then they'll be assigned to say if you have a parking permit or a parking access pass ticket from YMMS, go this way, and then you go that way, and that's where you exchange the YMMS ticket for an actual permit or pass.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I see some more hands are raised. Let me drop the screen share so I can go and see the hands. All right, I see Amy has a hand up.
Yes. Hey, Pastor. Good night.
Hey,
So
good
just to
evening.
clarify, with the camp access pass, you said it's two per club?
Correct, that is what I said, yes.
Okay. So for church with Pathfinder and Adventure Club, it would be four in
Correct.
total? Okay. Thank you.
Yep, very good. Good question. Donna, I see your
Hey,
hands up.
Pastor, it's Samuel here.
Oh, hello. What's your question?
So Margaret is me and Amanda. He talk about our red zone.
I'm sorry,
So
could you repeat that again?
um, my mom and dad he gonna talk about our red zone, and
Okay.
we had to take part of it before had to leave.
I am so sorry that I'm not hearing you well. I'm turning up my volume. Does somebody else hear well enough to tell me what the question is?
No, it sounds like his parents is not coming, but I didn't hear the second part of the question.
If you could type it in the chat.
Yeah.
Hi, Sammy. This is Miss Deanne. Do you want to text me or Uncle David what your question is? And we'll help you, okay?
I'll get a number of them.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks,
Sorry
Sammy.
about that. I did see a hand up from Donna. Donna, did you still have a question? Thank you,
Yes,
Diane, for helping with that.
I do. Thank you. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Is that red?
It's my Pathfinder shirt.
Nice.
So my question is, as is usual, our club, Eliath, is going to be coming up on Sabbath morning. That is
Yep,
how it typically happens.
yep.
And I just want to find out about the gate being open or where we're going to be allowed to enter the site, and then the availability of someone to help with the transferring of the load, the cargo
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we have
So
will have to help with that.
you're coming in a bus?
Yes.
Okay. So you've been really good over the years. Thank you for that at communicating and working with us. We'll send Javier back there and we'll send Merlin from security or someone representing them. We'll send you in the back road and we'll let you in that back gate. We'll have someone there from our team to scan your tickets and to get you all set up and then to help you get out. And usually I think we've tried to put you close to that area so that there's
Yeah.
not a lot of need from us other than kids take stuff off the bus, walk it over to the campsite, and they're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And are you planning like 7 a.m.? Is that your usual arrival time?
Yes.
Okay. We'll work on that. Thank you for the reminder. And
Sure. Thank
Javier,
you
I
as well.
think you're on here. Yes. Javier, just reminding you to make sure that that's something we can do to help Donna. Very good. Thank you. Let's go to Heike from Forest Lake.
Yes, quick question about the parking passes. Is the
Yeah.
system going to recognize how many we're supposed to get based on our size of the club?
Yes, that's what we've tried to set up the parameter for. Correct. So automatically it'll open up the max number of camp access passes you're eligible for based on the number registered. Correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And again, any issues, let us know, but that is how we're setting it up. All right, Gary, you're next. See, Gary has his hand raised. We'll go to Jim after that. Or maybe go to Jim now. Okay, Jim, you're up.
Hey, how you doing, Pedro?
Hey, good.
All right. Quick question. If I have a small trailer with equipment and I have housing, am I able to unhitch it at the housing and exit the car to the short-term parking?
If you choose to leave the trailer in lieu of a
Yeah.
car, yes.
Well, if I have the trailer because it has our, let's say, drumming equipment, uh, or where or where can I park it?
Yeah, so the long-term parking would be the best place for the trailer if you need access to stuff from your car. If you want to use the car and trailer to take up two spots for your building, then you have no issue either. You would use those two, but then you wouldn't be able to use another vehicle
Another
to
car,
park
correct?
there.
Okay,
Yeah, so you decide how you want to do that. We don't want to tell you how to do that, but most places have spots for two cars. And we just ask that each club would limit each building purchase to two vehicles.
got it.
Yeah?
Thank
So
you.
you do have options. You have the long-term parking or you have use the trailer as one of your two vehicles.
Thank you.
Okay? Very good. Let's go
Sorry,
over
Pastor.
to,
Can I go back again? I was asking a question, but my phone dropped the call. It's Gary
oh
from Fresh Farm.
man,
What time is the earliest we can set up
2
on Friday?
p.m.
2
We
p.m. is the
open at
earliest. Okay, thank you.
2 p.m. Yep. Thank you. Glad you got your phone back. All right, let's go to Suriel. You're on the clock.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a question regarding the ID. I have a lot of parents that are undocumented and either they only have passports, photo of passports, or consular ID cards. They don't have government, like Florida government issued IDs. Um, does that still meet, does that satisfy the ID requirement for you guys?
It
We're coming
does.
from, okay,
A passport is a government issued ID. A consulate card is a government issued ID. It's just not a U.S. government issued ID. But yes, we do take
yeah.
those documents.
Now, some of those IDs are expired, but honestly,
Ooh,
that's all they have.
yeah.
So
Okay.
I just don't want them to drive up there 5 hours and be turned around.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, the expired part is a little bit of a concern for me. Maybe could you, yeah, I hear your
They've
question.
checked out through YMMS. I'm sorry, through Sterling. So
Yeah,
background wise, they're good. It's just
yeah,
they don't have the ability to really get anything else, and that's
gotcha.
all they have.
Okay, we'll work with them.
Okay.
Yeah, and just encourage them to bring the most current one, like if they can. Like I understand if they can't, but like don't, yeah, just encourage them to work their best to get the most current one.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
All right, no problem. All right, let's go to the next question. I think it's Arnaldo.
Yes, thank you, Pastor Pedro. My question is about the power generators policy.
Yeah, very good. So power generators are allowed. We do ask that several things happen. One, in the schedule, there's a time where they come on and off. And at 7 o'clock is when generators can turn on. And then by 11 o'clock, that's when quiet time is, and that's when generators should be off. So if you want electrical needs from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., you're going to have to find an alternate source of power because we do want generators off during that time. And also, even between 7 a.m. and 11 p.m., be careful where the exhaust is pointing because the exhaust from generators can go into tents. And if somebody's taking a nap or sleeping in or went to bed early and all those fumes go into tents, that's not just your camping area, right? Don't put the generator at the corner of your camping area sending fumes into the other people's camping area. We want to be careful with that too. And then the last thing we would say is quieter generators are better than loud generators. Just because loud generators are that, they're loud and they can disrupt other people. So be sensitive to that, and I think we'll be fine with generators. Yeah.
Yeah, please, if you don't mind, add that all that information on any um, document specification of the web because I didn't find it. That's why I'm asking, right?
Okay, so
Mhm.
we're going to post the schedule this week, and you'll find schedule in the schedule. It says quiet time begins, generators off at 11 p.m., and then quiet time ends, and generators can come on. So that information will be on the schedule. It'll look similar to this once we post it, and that will happen this week. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Good question. Let's go to Aaron.
Hi, Pastor Pedro. So
Hello.
my question is regarding the skills event. So I
Yes.
believe Jackie said we need like one e-tracker and one varsity to make the team, but we actually have only one e-tracker joining and the rest are all varsity. So the one e-tracker that we have only wants to participate in one game. So can the other teams be all varsity instead?
Yeah. So the challenge with that is that the scoring and times are built on the different age levels. So it's actually unfair if they're all varsity when it's set up to be e-tracker and varsity. So the best answer is please check with another club close by, reach out to your cluster coordinator, reach out to your area administrator, and see if there are kids from other clubs that might have the opposite more e-trackers that want to participate than varsity. We even had one club say, all we have are guys. And so how do
Yeah.
we participate
Yeah.
when it's guys and girls? And we know there are some limitations for you to be involved in the PSEs based on the requirements, but those
Yeah.
requirements are built into the scoring, and that's why we want to keep that requirement intact. So I wish I had a better answer for you in terms of saying, yeah, just make it all varsity, but I can't because that interrupts the scoring and all that kind of stuff. I hope that is understandable.
Yeah. I see. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
sorry
Thank you.
for that.
Yeah. I hope you can make some consideration for that because then the one e-tracker that we have, I mean, she understandably cannot participate in all.
Yeah.
Um, all right.
So
Thanks, Pastor.
there is
Mhm.
no restriction for that, I think, for the Bible testing and the Bible or the honor testing. So those are some things too that kids can get involved in. But I really do think that there are kids in other places. I'm not sure who needs to mute, but we do
Is it
have some
Aaron?
feedback.
Aaron needs to mute.
Okay. Thank you for that. So, like, please do check with
Thank
other
you.
clubs. We think that that will help. Okay. Let's go to Danielix.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My question is regarding the parking. And I
Yeah.
just want to clarify based on the answer you just gave. We're bringing a trailer that's going to be basically where our kitchen is set up. Would that be what our parking pass would go toward then instead of a vehicle?
Yeah. So you're allowed one parking permit per campsite. It's called your campsite parking permit. That includes the truck or the vehicle that pulls the trailer. That's one vehicle.
Okay.
If you're trying to take a trailer, the question earlier was, I have a trailer that I want to keep at a building. And that's where I said that gets tricky because there are only two spots at most buildings. So you'd have to take the trailer off and have the trailer take one building parking permit and the car that pulled it the other building parking permit, because you only get two per building. For the campsite, you only get one campsite permit, but that campsite parking permit covers the vehicle pulling the trailer and the trailer. Just leave those connected, right?
Okay. Okay.
And if
Sounds
you
good.
need to and want to take your vehicle out and park in long-term parking because that's the only vehicle that your club has, then do that. Because if you need something and that's the only vehicle you have, you won't be allowed to exit until Sunday at 9:30, and even then it's limited roads. So please plan that way as well and think about what your needs will be, because most clubs will want to have a vehicle outside in long-term parking that's free, no pass needed, no permit needed, no access pass. It's just go park there. But that long-term parking allows you in and out and 24/7. Like, we're not going to stop you from exiting. We're not going to stop you from coming back in. As long as you have a wristband, security will let you in and find a parking spot and go on with your life.
Sounds perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, Northwest Dade, looking into the sanctuary. What do you got for us?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Yes. My question is, for the events, do they ever have any exhibition games or
Tell me more about that. Exhibition games of what?
like, for example, if a club is not qualified for the event, but they want to try out for it, do they ever consider doing an exhibition game where they can participate but not score with the others?
That is not currently set up, and we haven't discussed that. I'd be happy to have you send an email for us to pass along to people to discuss as something for the future. That's a good idea.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Very good. All right, let me go back to the document now, since that's it for our hands, and then we'll come back one more time and ask if there are any other questions. But I wanted to finish our agenda and go through this. Yes, it is 120 square feet per person. I did see that question. Thank you for the answer. All right. So here's the other part. May 22, just a reminder, from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. is on-site registration. It goes up to $50 a person, and all adults must be cleared in YMMS. It was supposed to be by May 4 to register on site in YMMS only. So you have to register in YMMS. And if the names don't match, you do have to get a new ticket at the on-site price. So please watch for that. Another thing for check-in, a photo ID for all adults. At check-in, we talked a little bit about that. There are some tournaments, 3-on-3 basketball, soccer for Saturday night. Details sign up is under the activities in the website. And I know last year soccer was announced but didn't happen, but we're going to have soccer tournament this year, so please be prepared for that. Want to remind you that on the website there's information about a mission project for Red Zone. We want to support a women's shelter and gather and collect funds, not funds, but supplies for them. So please keep that in mind. And then there is the Uzbekistan offering. This year there'll be a group of people going to Uzbekistan to participate in the Camp Breeze with them. This was something we did last year. This is part of our Pathfinder and Adventure vision to help Pathfinders, not just in Florida, but around the world. And we're asking everyone to bring $1 per person to Red Zone. And that will be collected Sabbath morning at church time. So we encourage everyone to do that. We also want to thank God that we raised over $1,000 last year that we sent to Uzbekistan to help them with their camporee. And we would love to send them at least that much again this year. So please keep in mind, talk to your kids about it. $1 per person this Sabbath of Red Zone for the Uzbekistan Pathfinders, and we're excited about that. We did talk about this earlier. I just want to highlight it again that the baptism is coming up Sabbath morning after worship at the Hornsby Springs. Hornsby Springs. So if you have Pathfinders, adventurers that want to be baptized, staff that want to be baptized, please work with us, let us know, and there are details on the website about that as well. Another thing I want you to see is there's a debrief planned for Sunday, May 31 at 8 p.m. And this is where we want to hear your experience. We want you to help us improve Red Zone for 2027. And Eartha will be on with us as our Red Zone director to walk through that debrief. Many of you have shared things that have actually made a difference and put things in place to help us. So we thank you for that. We do our best from the office team. We do the best with our OAV team, all our core volunteers and coordinators and ministry directors, and we still know that there's room to improve. There is something I want to share with you that didn't make it onto the agenda, but I want to go over it briefly with you. Many of you have shared with us that it's hot on Sunday and that for Red Zone, for the drum competition on Sunday morning, that it's very hot. So we've done some things and worked with camp and are working on some things still. But one of the things that we wanted to remind everybody is it's when's the best time to drink water? Anybody want to answer that for me? When's the best time to drink water? If you wait until you're thirsty to drink water, is that a good time to drink water?
Yeah, but
Probably not.
sometimes you drink water and drink water
Yeah.
um ice water, cool water, and every night you drink water and go to sleep, go use the bathroom.
Thank you for your input. We want kids drinking water. We want them to stay hydrated. And some will drink something with electrolytes. There are all kinds of little powder packets that you can add or Gatorades, whatever your beverage of choice is, that's up to you. But we want to encourage everyone to start hydrating the week of Red Zone, not the day of Red Zone, right? Like just remind your kids when you pick them up to get in the car to drive to Red Zone, ask them, hey, has everybody had some water? I get it. You drink a lot of water, you get in the car, you got to stop more for the bathroom. You don't want to do that. But we want kids to stay safe. It's amazing how our bodies respond when they don't have the hydration that they need. We'll faint, we'll pass out, we can get dizzy. All kinds of things can get complicated in our lives because our bodies, which are made up of mostly water, start to uh, cry out for water and shut down in some ways. So please do that. We also are looking at creating some spaces for shade. Some clubs have already decided they're going to bring tents for their teams to wait under. So that's already going on. We'll have the water station there with you can fill up your water bottles. We're looking at adding some other things as well. So we're trying to do more to help keep kids cooler on Sunday for drum. Please do your part as well. Bring water, bring hydration, bring shade if you want to, and be prepared to do that. So we just want, and we'll have a team monitoring the weather to kind of watch and see if it gets too hot and kids are getting too hot. We're planning to make some changes to drums to help that be a little more efficient. Some are asking in the chat, is drill going to be efficient? And I just want to say I'm so proud of our drill team with Earl Anderson. He's been working hard, sent some documents to me that I've reviewed today. Uh, I take part of the responsibility for what happened last year. I should have prepped Earl better and helped him to get ready for all the stuff that would happen at Red Zone. It was his first Red Zone. So please don't blame Earl. Blame me for that. I've been working with Earl and he's doing a great job. And I think it's going to be much improved. There are going to be two fields that will be opened up for drill on Saturday night, which I think is going to help. So there'll be a list that's going to be posted to the website. There'll be a list for which teams will perform at this arena, which teams will perform at the other arena. We don't want you to know, we don't want you to not know which arena to be at because we know you like to come set up your chairs and be ready to watch and you want to see your Pathfinders. That's part of your experience. So we want you to be able to get there and see all of that stuff. So please watch for that. I know that we had a question earlier that I don't think we got the feedback. Diane, you were going to help us maybe get the question. Did that come through? And then I see a hand, Suriel. And then we're going to start to wrap up. Yes, Suriel.
Oh, you answered it. It was about the drill check-in process.
Okay.
To see if there was any changes, and but you got it. Thank you, though.
Cool. Yep. We've worked on changes for drill, for drum, and we want to improve that experience. And we're sorry for for last year for not getting those things as well as we wanted to. So please look forward to that. I will tell you this also, there are some changes for the morning on Sabbath. E-trackers are going to be back outside for Sabbath school and church. So just want to make sure that you know that so you can plan ahead. Adventurers will start the day in the gym at 9 o'clock, and then adventurers will move outside and do their rotation Sabbath morning. In the afternoon, adventurers will be at the pavilion and be in different stations as well with different things going on. And then the zoo's open on Sabbath. For our varsity pathfinders, I want you to know, and then we're going to come to Rosalind. Our varsity pathfinders are going to start with church in the amphitheater and move to the gym for Sabbath school. So there'll be all kinds of movement. It'll all be in the schedule. Follow the schedule and you'll see it. We'll have different signs around camp with a QR code, with a modified website. So it's a simple website with all the stuff you need to be able to move and do well with Red Zone. And then there'll also be a link to the full website if you want that. But we're working on getting all those things ready so you can have a great Red Zone experience. And I like what a friend of mine said. He said, we don't ever try to do anything dumb on purpose, right? Like we don't ever try to do anything bad on purpose. That doesn't mean that we always get everything right. So please do give us feedback. Please do get ready for that debrief time. And thank you for what you've already said tonight and in other times to continue to say, hey, let's improve this, let's improve that. Our team does work hard on that, and we do want to make Red Zone the best experience possible for you. All right, Rosalind, I see your hand.
Yes, good evening. Thanks for everything. The schedule that I checked on this website and it says the public schedule, but it only has information for the adventurers. When can we expect to see a schedule of where the schedule and the updated map so that we can also know about like vendors when they'll start selling things, pins,
Perfect.
shirts, those
Yep.
kind of things. And also the second one was regarding the check-in for housing. Is it the same process that we're at the same time that we check in for our campsite, or do the person staying like in the reserved housing have a different process for a check-in?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked those two questions. So first of all, the schedule will be up by this Friday. So you'll be able to see that at the website. And where currently there's only a red zone detailed, I'm sorry, an adventure detailed schedule, you'll see the full schedule for everyone. So that will be up by Friday. The second part of housing, if you did purchase Camp Kalakwa housing, you will make a stop at one of the red zone lodge, I'm sorry, one of the woodland lodges, and that there'll be a sign to say pick up your tickets. Now, if you go to pick up your red zone meals, housing keys, any of that stuff with camp, that's something that you need to make sure you're the person who purchased that stuff from the camp website. So, like if I'm part of the club from Deltona or Deland, I show up and I say I'm here from Deland, but if I wasn't the one who purchased that stuff, I'm not going to be able to pick it up. Camp will only release keys and meal tickets to whoever made the account in the camp account and purchased stuff. So just make sure that's the person that goes. And if you didn't get a housing or you don't have meal tickets, just pass that. Drive on and go to your campsite and get set up and get ready to enjoy the weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Very good. So at this time, that's our agenda. We've kind of gone through things. I'm going to open it up. I know in the chat, Jackie has been answering lots of questions. Eartha's been answering. Thank you for that. If you had a question that didn't get answered or you thought of something and you want to get an answer, please do help us know what you need. Feel free to email us, call us, get in touch with us, and we'll do our best to get back to you and help you get to Red Zone well. All right. I'm going to open it up one more time. Any other questions?
Yes, Pastor. This is Phil from First SDA Church.
Yes.
You just mentioned, just to follow up on your statement, you said it has to be the individual who purchased the items to pick them up.
Yes.
Now, what about a situation where this individual is not there?
So my suggestion is that you would email Stacy from camp and ask the person who did purchase to send her an email from the email that they used to purchase stuff and say, Can you authorize this person to pick up my meal tickets or
No,
my
it's just
lodging?
money, Elijah. I don't have money at this point. I could.
Okay.
What? I could pay for it. And where are you getting this money from?
Ramos, you need to mute. You need to mute.
From you, from mine. I like, because I got this mute when I was in Bonus Farms.
Ramos. Thank you.
All right. Very good. Isabel, is that your hand?
Yes, I have a question specifically for Jackie.
Yeah.
I haven't changed anything in my YMMS account, my password or username, but I haven't been able to log in since Sunday.
Huh.
And I tried, I emailed Karen today back and forth, but I'm still not able to log in. And
Wow.
I'm kind of worried because tomorrow I want to have to register for the honors.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you can email Jackie also, thank you for working with Karen, and we'll make a note of that we need to help you maybe tonight or tomorrow. Maybe Jackie can do some of that offline.
Okay, thank you, Pastor.
Yeah, sorry for that. That doesn't sound fun. All right, I see two more hands, Suriel and then Amy.
Regarding the temperature and concerns of that,
Yeah.
the byproduct of that, the resident staff, are they considering maybe waiving some of the uniform requirements if it gets too hot, or are we still required just to kind of stick to it and hydrate and tough it out?
Yeah, so currently it's Class B uniform, if I understand it correctly, that's required. So it's not the full Class A. So you don't have your sash. Sometimes for drums, they add extra stuff. They'll add a neck thing or add other stuff. At this point, a decision has not been made to change the requirement for the uniform. There have been some discussions about trying to streamline the process so that we get more kids on the arena field to perform sooner when it's not as hot. And there are some other measures that we're taking to help kids keep cooler. We'll also, as we've been doing in the past, have a medical team on the field, so there'll be immediate medical help if that is needed. But at this point, there has not been a decision to alter the uniform for the drum competition.
Roger that. Thank you.
But we will watch and see. Like if it needs to be done, we have talked about it, we have processed it, and that is something that we're aware of. So thank you for the reminder.
Thank you.
Okay,
Hello.
you're welcome.
I have a
Amy.
question.
Yeah. Oh, Yadira. Hang on one
Yes.
second. Hang on one second. Amy, are you still there with a question?
Yes, just quickly, the
Okay.
water park tickets, will those be picked up at the lodges as well?
The water park tickets will be picked up from us, from the Pathfinder Adventure Department. So that will be Gym Room 1 on
Okay.
Friday night, and then Gym Room 1 also on Sabbath morning. And that's where you'll pick up your honor tickets, your prepaid shirts, if you bought shirts in advance. You'll pick up those. So any items that you prepay for come to Gym Room 1, 9:30 to 10:30 Friday night, or 8 to 9 a.m. Sabbath morning, and all your pre-purchase stuff will be available for you. Gym Room
Okay.
1.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's go to Yadira and then to Gustavo.
Yeah, good evening. I don't see the PSC registration. Am I looking in the right place?
Do you search for it under Pathfinder skill events?
I'm in registrations. I don't know where else to look for.
It has to be registrations, then payments, and there you will
Oh,
search for PS.
payment.
Yeah.
What?
We hid it from you, Yadira.
Gosh.
That's where I think we
Payments.
usually put it. Hopefully that helps you. Did that help you find it?
Well, I'm still looking.
Okay.
There's a lot of
If you
stuff
want,
here.
when we're done, you can share your screen and we'll help you. But for now, let's finish the question.
Okay, I see it here.
Okay.
Damn.
Good. You found it. All right, let's go
Yes.
to Gustavo.
Yes, hi, Pastor. I was driving when you were talking about the lodging.
Yeah.
So where do I need to get the keys and for the cabin that I get it?
Yeah, Woodland Lodge. So that when you
Woodland
go
Lodge.
through registration, you'll check in the field with us. If you have a parking permit or camp access pass, you'll get that in the field. Then you'll circle around to the lodges. There'll be a sign that says camp meals or camp housing. You'll turn in there, go through the porch, pick up what you need, and then go on your way.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Jesus, I see your hand.
Good evening, everybody. My
Good
apologies
evening.
if I missed it. I was just trying to make sure really quick. Checking times for Saturday to register when we come in. Do we have that yet, or is that coming in later?
Tell me more about check-in time. Like if your first time arriving at camp is on
Correct.
Sabbath?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the schedule at 8 o'clock, that will begin where you can start checking in through the main gate if that's your first time arriving at camp.
Okay. Will there be? Is there like open close or later on the day? Because my problem is I have people coming in at different times and I can't really get them to get in at the same time. So
Yeah. So what we're trying to do is make sure that the only way we'll let people in on Sabbath is if they have their YMMS ticket. So what that means is if they come and they don't have a ticket, we'll ask them to contact their club director and work on Sabbath. We're not going to have them go register, but that's what creates problems for our staff. So if you know that you have people coming on Sabbath, pre-purchase their ticket, and then they just scan it when they get there and they come in, there's no problem.
no, yeah, everybody will have the ticket. I just want to make sure that if we say okay, it's between 8 and 9, and then between 12 and 1, and then between 3 and 4, because I need to make sure I schedule those groups so they
Yeah.
come in at the right time.
Yeah, we've tried to do that in the past and it's not honored, so we end up being there all day. So we have not set times. We are trying to set a schedule just to take people as they come in, but that does complicate it a little bit. So at this time, there are not specific times because if people show up at 9:30 and they have to wait until 11, most people don't want to do that.
Oh no, I understand. Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to be as organized as I can, but I do know that there's some people who are coming in later. There's some people who have to do stuff at church, so they
Yeah.
can't go in the morning. So we're just trying to get it scheduled.
Thank you for that thoughtfulness. At this time, there is not any restriction for arrival on Sabbath other than you have to have a YMMS ticket.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your thoughtfulness. All right, I see a hand. Saudi.
Saudi. Yes, my question is if it's allowed to have a campfire in the area where the tents are located.
Unfortunately, no. Camp is under a fire ban right now because they haven't had rain for probably 60 days. And even if they do get rain between now and red zone, I don't think they'll lift that ban. So no open flame on open campfire. If you have to cook, it needs to be at a camp stove and it needs to be on a table. So good question. Thank you for that. No open fires for this red zone because of the fire ban from the county.
Pastor, so we're not going to have the fire event on Sunday?
As far as I know, that's a good question. Let me ask camp. I think if we have fire extinguishers close by, they might let us do that. Yeah, that's a really good question. Thank you for thinking of that. I'll let you know. We'll let everybody know through an email. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question for you. Who's the in the restaurant like a barbecue like done in fire?
Yeah, so if you barbecue, the Camp Kalakwa and Red Zone will not be the place to do a barbecue. So please don't bring a barbecue grill. Please don't plan on barbecuing. You'll have to save that for a different time and a different place, unfortunately. Thank you for the question. Okay. All right. Let me wrap us up and we'll close. For those that want to stay on, we'll stay on a little bit more. Let me, yeah, Sabbath morning, Class A is preferred, Class B is allowed. No problem. That was a question from the chat. Okay, very good. All right, let me pray for us and we will close for today. You're welcome. Our God and our Father, thank you for these leaders who are on tonight. Thank you for their questions. Thank you for their desire to be good campers and to do the things that we're asking them to do for everyone's safety. Help us to cooperate with each other. Help us to be kind to one another. Help us as we do the final planning, as the clubs do their final planning, as they go shopping to get supplies, as they dig out tents from storage places, as the little adventurers build their bugs and do their final decorations, as Pathfinders practice for the PSEs, for all the things that are happening between now and Red Zone, we ask that you would bless each club and each adult that works in those clubs and gives so much. Bless the directors, bless the staff, bless the parents of our kids in Pathfinders and Adventures. And we pray that you'd continue to help us from the office, from the OAVs, from the clubs, to all get ready for the best Red Zone possible. Help us to come with good attitudes, help us to come with helpful spirits, and help us to want to make it best for everybody and even for ourselves. So we pray that you'd bless Red Zone, help us with weather, help us as we do all the different things that we have planned to do, and we pray that it will all be done for your honor and for your glory. I pray for each Pathfinder adventure that's going to be a part of the worships. I pray that you'd bless them as we've got an adventure preaching Sabbath morning for the
I
adventures.
can
We've got
confirm
Pathfinders planning to
that
do
the
different
receipt has
stuff
been
with
sent.
music.
Your mic is muted.
I got muted. Okay. Amen is what I said.
Amen.
All
Amen.
right. Very good. Thank you, everyone, for coming in and for being a part of things. And